Chapter 9. Boris and I were sitting at home in my mansion on the outskirts of New Delhi. Boris had a computer in his lap. "Hey Boris, there's this cool art show at Goli Market. Wanna go?"
What's it about?
Plastic bags and shorts. A new way to look at trash from the Western world.
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. How about we go out for Indian food tonight?
Indian food?
Could be fun. Try something new. I was thinking we could go to that place we saw last week.
No, I don't want to go. Can't we just order food? A big bag with blood, as we always do, and curl up on the couch together? Perhaps we could have another food fight?
You want to throw blood at each other again?
Yeah.
Don't you remember what happened last time? We fell asleep in the living room, and when the cleaning lady came in the morning, she freaked out and called the police. I think the most hurtful thing about that story is that she stole my new car before the cops showed up. And then she denied the whole thing when she found out that I was actually alive. "No, senor, I didn't steal your car." But that did not stop her from showing up in my car when she came to work in the morning. Si, senor. I know it looks exactly the same, but this is a different car. I bought one exactly like you had. I thought it was so nice, and I could not prove that she was lying, so... That was actually a true story. I decided to fly in a Spanish-speaking cleaning lady from Honduras, because everybody knows that Spanish-speaking cleaners are the best. I think it's because they are so poor that they can't afford to pay someone else to clean for them. So they get a lot of training. It's a status symbol, really. That's when you know that you've made it. When you have a Spanish-speaking cleaner, scrubbing your toilet, taking out the trash, making beds and vacuuming the floors, dusting your paintings, watering the plants, and doing your laundry while you're laying in the pool or hanging out with your friends. Who would not want that? It started with me getting one. And then suddenly everybody else on the street wanted one too.
Hey, I'm ordering blood now. What do you want? Cat blood? Human blood? Dog blood?
I looked at Boris. It was one of those moments when I questioned how I ended up here. Lately, I had had a lot of those moments. How could I, Sir Lanka, Bollywood's most wanted bachelor with an Olympic gold medal in karate, date such a boring loser? Should have seen him last week when we were bungee jumping together. He was so scared of jumping that he was clinging on to the railing. So eventually I told him, don't be such a baby, and just pushed him over the edge. Why don't you want to go out? We've been sitting here every night for the past 3 weeks.
I don't know. Maybe it's because every time we go out, we always meet your fans, and they always flirt with you, and you never ask them to go. But just to continue to compliment you, and I get jealous because you never look that happy when I say things like that.
Oh, but there is no need to get jealous. The only reason why I do not get so excited anymore is because I already know that you love me, and you would never leave. But when I meet new fans, it is new people that I do not know whether they love me or not. That's why I get so happy. But of course, if I would have to hear it again and again from the same person, it would just be tedious. So, it's nothing personal. I would feel the same way no matter who it was.
Oh, really? Is that so?
Boris said.
Well, can you at least understand why I do not want to go outside?
Actually, no. It just sounds like you're trying to control who I can meet, because you feel threatened by the fact that there are other people out there who love me. But let me tell you something. There are billions of people out there who love me. After that, the whole argument went south really fast. A few minutes later, I blurted out, "Do you think that it is easy to be a super-duper star? It's a full-time job. Traveling around the world, different cities and parties every night, and then all these fans begging me to sleep with them. I don't want to be the guy that says no all the time. They look so disappointed when I say no, like I broke their heart. But you would not understand that because you are not as successful as I am." And that crystal clear argument led up to, "I don't get why you're so mad. It is just pointless sex, so they can tell all their friends they slept with me. That is like the happiest day in their entire life. I can't take that away from them. If you want, you can sleep with anyone. I wouldn't care."
I do not want to sleep with somebody else.
"Oh, you're impossible. Then I don't know what to do. I try to make things better, but you have to get used to me sleeping with my fans because I'm a super-duper star." Which in turn led up to,
"Yeah?"
Boris yelled.
I can totally believe that, because it fits with your personality. You're obsessed with getting acknowledgement since your mother never loved you.
"Why would you even say that?" I cried with tears in my eyes.
"It's not my fault that I am insecure."
Eventually, Boris stormed out. But what did I care? He had hurt me so bad that I did not want to see him anymore. I sat on the couch and was thinking, till I felt that I was hungry, but I did not want to go out anymore. So I ordered a bag of blood and watched some crappy show on my computer. The next morning I woke up from my alarm and just felt awful. I was more tired now than I was when I went to bed, which did not make any sense. I don't know, it felt weird. As I was brushing my teeth, the phone rang. It was the President of the United States. She wanted me to come to New York to give a speech in front of the General Assembly that would change history, answer all the questions about the meaning of life, and finally bring peace to the Middle East. I don't know, I said. I'm kind of busy. You have to schedule an appointment with my secretary. Please? We tried to figure this out for 2,000 years, but we do not know what to do. We need help. I sighed. Okay, fine, I'll come to New York. After a short stop in Rome for eating tiramisu, I landed in New York. The President of the United States received me on the red carpet. My fans were screaming that they loved me.
Sir Lanka,
The President said.
it's such an honor. I know you probably hear this all the time, but I am your biggest fan.
It is okay. I hear that all the time, but I do not mind. It's not like I think you would lie to me, but I think you just think you're my biggest fan. Or, I said thoughtfully, it could mean that my fans love me more and more each day. And then it would be possible that there is always someone new who loves me a little bit more than the last one who said that he or she was my biggest fan.
Yes, that must be it.
The President of the United States said.
I'm sorry. It was never my intention to lie.
No problem, Mrs. President, I said, and took off my sunglasses I wore even though it was the middle of the night. I understand that you want me to give a speech in front of the General Assembly that'll change the course of history, bring peace to the Middle East, and answer all questions about the meaning of life.
Yes, please.
The President said.
The world needs some of your brilliant insights. I've arranged everything.
Then it looked like she wanted to say something. Uh-huh.
My re-election campaign is not doing very well. Would it be okay if I took credit for some of your ideas?
That is okay, I said, and showed her the briefcase where I kept the material for my speech. I've got so many great ideas that it does not matter if you take credit for some of them.
Excellent,
the President said, and showed me to her limousine. We went from the JFK over the East River to the UN headquarters on Manhattan. As I saw the skyline of Manhattan, crossing the Brooklyn Bridge, the President said,
Sir Lanka, I am so sorry for what happened on JFK. I really thought that I was your biggest fan.
Don't you worry, Mrs. President. If you want, you can always do the online test to see if you really are my biggest fan. Visit www.sirlanka.com. There's a tab there called So You Think You Are My Biggest Fan? And then you can do the test. It is a really good test. I made it myself. There's a quiz with funny questions and a lot of baby pictures of myself, and afterwards you can see a lot of statistics to compare your answers with other fans from around the world.
Oh, that sounds exciting,
the President said and picked up her phone.
I'm going to do that immediately. I am sure that I will be your biggest fan.
I couldn't help but smile and looked over at New York City. There was something naive, almost sweet about her. What she didn't know was that it was I who was my biggest fan and held the record. 100% on the quiz, but of course under a different name. It still felt pretty good to know that I knew myself that well.
The first question, on a scale of percentage, how much do you love Sir Lanka? 100%. Second question?
The President said, cocky that she knew the right answer. At that moment, my telephone started ringing. Excuse me, I have to take this. I might be nominated for another Nobel Prize. Hello? What prize did I win this time? First, I only heard convulsive sobbing. The person on the other side must be so happy for me that he cried. Hello? What prize did I win this time? Hello?
Sir Lanka?
Who is this? How did you get this number?
Have you already forgotten me?
Boris? I said, and suddenly hung up. Fortunately, Boris loved me enough to redial. I answered immediately. Hello?
Never hang up on me like that again.
I'm sorry, I said, and felt how my cheeks got all warm and red. I don't know what happened. Must be bad reception or something, because of all the skyscrapers in Manhattan. I could hear how Boris smiled even though he cried.
You have always been a terrible liar.
I know, I said, and looked out the window. Out on the street, millions of people had gathered just hoping to get a glimpse of me. So, how are you? In retrospect, that was a stupid question.
I've been better. And you?
Nervous. They want me to give a speech that'll change history, I said, and counted on my fingers. Answer all the questions about the meaning of life, and finally bring peace to the Middle East.
Yeah, I heard about that. Do you even have any idea what you're going to say?
Sort of. I mean, I scratched down some things on my way here, but I'm not quite finished yet. In that moment, I looked up at the president. She looked at me. I gave her the thumbs up and a smile. She gave me a thumbs up and smiled too.
Well, you better finish it really soon. They say the speech will start in 45 minutes.
I know, but I think I'm going to improvise it all. That is how I made all my movies. But I was thinking about last night. Maybe when I get back, we could talk about what happened?
I don't know, Sir Lanka.
Boris got a different tone in his voice. Why not?
Well, the reason I called was actually to say that after the fight, I sort of spent the night with someone.
You? Spent the night with someone? What did you do? Did you go home and rape someone?
No, it was one of my fans. She recognized me on the bus. I didn't want to first, but she kept begging me. She said she'd seen all my movies and that she'd had a huge crush on me ever since she saw Kalishasa. I have never felt seen like that before. I felt terrible afterwards, but I've been thinking all day. Actually, thinking about this for a long time, but she made me realize you were no good for me. And I don't think that we should see each other anymore. I just wanted to let you know that. But good luck with your speech. I promise that I'll watch.
Boris said and hung up.
Everything okay?
The president said. Yeah, I said thoughtfully, looking at the phone. Everything is fine. Just fine. This was supposed to be the night when I single-handedly changed the course of history. But when the limousine stopped and the cameras began to flash, 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 I felt sad and so distracted. I almost forgot the briefcase in the limousine, and I could not help but feel annoyed with the president. It was just like she used me to feel important and bask in the international press as she bragged that she'd finished the quiz on my website, scoring more than 94%. Like that was something to brag about? Wow, the reporter said. Then your politics must be really good.
What did you answer to question 278? On a scale of percentage, how much does Sir Lanka's mother love him? Ha,
said the president.
It's a trick question. You see, one might think she would be proud and love him most of all, but in fact, his mother is the only one who doesn't love Sir Lanka. The answer is 0%.
Excellent. That is why you are President of the United States. I would have just answered 100%. Mrs. President, since you obviously know Sir Lanka better than anyone, do you have any insights about some of the brilliant things he will say tonight?
Well, actually, Sir Lanka and I have been working on some things together.
Oh, hell no. This was supposed to be my night. I had to stop this kiss-ass. I threw myself in front of the international press. Alejandro Amilebar, from the newspaper El Mundo. Sir Lanka, why did you just throw yourself in front of the international press? 53 microphones were stretched out towards my face. When I jumped up, they all coordinated to follow my mouth, like they had been practicing that for months. I said, like it was the most natural thing in the world. I just wanted to say that my speech will start 30 minutes before scheduled time.
But that's like in 4 minutes?
One reporter said, looking at her watch. Yes, so hurry up, because I'm going to start the speech punctually. Oh, yes, then we have to hurry, the reporter said in a choir, and rushed towards the doors. The first 10 getting to the General Assembly will get a Mercedes-Benz, I shouted, using my hands as a megaphone, which made all the reporters run even faster.
Excuse me?
Someone tapped me in the side. It was a small girl, 6, perhaps 7 years old. Yes?
Is the offer for the free Mercedes-Benz just for the reporters?
Yes, I'm sorry, little girl. They are only meant for the reporters.
Oh, okay,
The girl said and sadly walked away. Then I felt bad for the little girl and caught up with her. Hey, little girl, I am sorry. Of course you are going to get a Mercedes-Benz.
Really?
Yes, in fact, I will give a Mercedes-Benz to everyone! A deafening cheer broke out on the square outside the UN headquarters. The reporters still squeezing through the doors first got annoyed. So what? We did this all for nothing? But then they looked inside and realized that more than 30 reporters already had run into the building. Their chance to win was virtually non-existent. And then when they realized that, they also began to scream, We're also getting a Mercedes-Benz! That's right, I said, pointing into a TV camera. Everyone's getting a free Mercedes-Benz. And then they lifted me up on their shoulders and shouted, Mercedes-Benz! Mercedes-Benz! We're getting a Mercedes-Benz! While we partied outside, the first reporters arrived to the General Assembly. Number 2 came in a few seconds later, but this wasn't a competition. They both won the same prize, so they shook hands and congratulated each other. Good job, thank you. One by one, the reporters dropped in until there were 9 of them, which of course made people very curious. They walked out into the corridor and looked both directions. They could distinguish 4 people that had the chance to win the last car. 3 people to the left and 1 person to the right. Come on, there's just 1 car left. The people to the left started fighting, began to push each other, and as soon as one managed to get ahead, the other ones pulled her back. While the guy to the right, he ran as fast as he could. He obviously was going to come first, and he did. No surprises there. Everyone came up to congratulate him. Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank you,
he said, panting, leaning with his hands against the knees, sweaty and out of breath. And then they turned around and started to mock number 11, number 12, and 13 that were standing in the doorway.
Ha ha, losers! Sucks to be you! Everybody, I've got an idea. Let's go to the beach, one guy said. And let's take our new cars that we won, because we were the first 10 ones that got to the General Assembly, not number 11, 12, and 13.
Oh, that's a great idea.
If you want to, you can come with us, but you have to sit in the back seat of my car.
Number 11, number 12, and 13 sat down on their seats, where they would sit during my speech.
Well, at least we tried our best,
number 12 said. Ah, shut up. Then number 14 and 15 came in.
Ha ha, losers! You're not getting any car.
Sucks to be you. Hey, everyone, I have an idea. Let's go to the beach, and let's take our new cars.
Hey.
The woman sitting in front of them turned around.
I heard you were competing for a Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah?
Don't worry. I heard on the news that Sir Lanka gives away a car to everyone.
In the meantime, the party continued outside. People were jumping up and down so that the ground was shaking, singing, Mercedes-Benz, Mercedes-Benz, we are getting a Mercedes-Benz.